Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our Pyanodons playthrough. In this episode we're going to be finishing our power improvement. And I also just noticed that I was looking at our production for circuits, and I noticed we haven't produced any in quite a long time, so I'm going to go see what's going on there. See if we can find what's wrong. I also should probably add some more of these roboports, kind of out in the middle of nowhere here. Pyanodon's roboports are nice because they give you a much larger range, but that can also be a downside if you don't build enough of them so the bots can charge on their journeys. So, why am I not making circuits? Let's find out. Okay, we're not maxed out on output. Doesn't seem like it's tar or tailings. Oh, we're out of tar. That's the problem. Which is a big problem. Did we completely deplete our tar extractor? We did. Okay. Well, that's new. So I guess we'll have to go down here to that drilling area and fire up some new tar pits. So we're going to start with that. I'll take one more tar extractor. I'll get rid of a few things from my inventory so I can carry more of the barrels down there. I think that should do it. Guess I don't need a single Relesia plantation. Okay, so then we need a bunch of drilling fluid. And I guess the other thing is, can I make drilling fluid type 2? Probably shouldn't take the time to do that right now because we're in the middle of stuff, but what does it take to make this? It looks like copper, sand, we already have that. Guar gum, which comes from guar bean seeds, which comes from sand and soil. That's all relatively easy to get. So that's not too bad. And then starch requires fiberboard and then more guar bean seeds, potentially with sodium sulfate added in. But fiberboard is the problem. We hate making fiberboard. Wait, did I make a huge mistake? I could be making twice as much fiberboard by adding a sodium sulfate. That's all it takes. Why am I not doing that? And sodium sulfate I can make from a bunch of sodium hydroxide or sulfuric acid. Oh well, and sulfuric acid. Let's see. Can also just mine sulfur directly, so sulfuric acid is not too expensive. Or I can make sodium sulfate from salt and sulfuric acid. Interesting. I'm not totally sure about that. We're not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to grab all the drilling fluid I can and hope that it's enough. While I'm thinking about it, let's add some barrels into the system, so we'll have some more drilling fluid when we come back, in case it's not enough. So yeah, the whole sodium sulfate thing is interesting. There's two main ways to make it, and I'll need to plug them into Helmod and see which one's actually better. But we can copy this whole thing over to this area. Okay, stop that. How do I... Is it shift? Blueprint, shift, blueprint, no. Shift, deconstruction. There we go. Wow. Okay, we'll grab our tar extractor, run the pipes down. Oh, okay, they do fit. For a second I thought these patches were too big. Okay. We'll do that, and then we'll have a pump here. Different fluids. What fluid does it think is in there? I wonder if it counts that weird fluid waste stuff as an actual fluid. Okay, and now we need to empty all the drilling fluid barrels. And hook up the drilling fluid. Who knows how long those are going to take? It's hard to tell. Okay, so I could wait here for a minute. Or I can just come back in a second. That says only 516 left, so that should be done soon. This one says 1017. Looks like we're going to have enough drilling fluid. We'll see. I'm still not totally clear on how fast... So is that saying 3 per second of that 500? Maybe. Not exactly sure how that works. I don't think they explain it in high detail. Yeah. It's just kind of explaining the basics. Okay, we got there, though. So now we're finally getting tar again. 4 million's ready to go. And this guy, we'll wait for him too. It won't take much longer if I can figure out where to... What? What just happened? Oh, for some reason the middle click on that tar extractor. Maybe it's because it has like a recipe selected or something? Yeah, I don't know. There's something weird. Some sort of magic going on with the tar and drilling fluid stuff. That's not the kind of thing you normally expect. But now we should be able to hook that up. And send tar back to the motherland. 4 million lasted me a while, but it didn't last as long as I thought it might. Thankfully, this will be 8 million, and probably by the time we need more, we will have plenty of higher tier drilling fluid. And there's some more drilling sites over here, a couple more up here. 2 more up there. So there's plenty of tar sitting around once you know where to look. Okay, this is set up. And there we go. Take all the empty barrels back with me. Guess I'll take everything I can. And there's no reason for the stuff anymore. Except there kind of is, because I don't have any inventory space. Alright, sweet. This one only has 2 million, interestingly enough. But I'll take it. Okay, so hopefully that should fire back up the circuit production. Let's see, where are my circuits made? Here we go. Okay. So it looks like we've got tar filled up in here again. And circuits in the production tab have begun again at a solid 60 per minute. That's a nice, beautiful number. Okay, sweet. I'm trying to remember, what do I even use tar for? Right, it's creosote for treated wood. That's the only way to make creosote, I think, right? Yeah. So tar is the only way. And there are a couple ways you can get tar other than from the ground, but there's not a lot of great ways. Bitumen is probably one of the better ways, or you can just drill directly from the ground, but you have to have drilling fluid for that. So that's kind of wasteful, because drill heads use a lot of metal. Anyway, okay, back to our power struggles. We need to get rid of all these barrels, though. So we'll pop those into storage chests, placed in random location, as with all items. Actually, no, I should put those where they go, because these have a specific purpose. And I'll just have the rest go to storage. Alright, and then another thing I probably should do is grab half a stack of robots, so we have a few more. And now we will get back to our power struggles. Okay, so someone mentioned in my last video that I should blueprint this, and I thought that was a great idea. So we're gonna blueprint this. We'll have to remember what our naming convention is, because it's been a while. What did I call it? FN from nothing. Okay. So, what? That's not the blueprint. So this is FN, oxygen, hydrogen. Is it O2? I don't even know. Oxygen by itself. It looks like O2 and H2 based on the symbols. We'll go with that. If any of you are chemists, you can tell me how wrong I am. Alright, so those are outputting. That should be fine. I wonder what the power usage is, actually. It's definitely not 20 megawatts. But I think 10 megawatts is actually the default in here, and it might have passed that. So, we want to make sure we have enough power. Okay, so I've got all that set up, I think, properly, if I'm remembering last episode correctly, and all I need to do is copy this, which I should probably also blueprint that. And call it, let's see, small factory blueprints. I should call this CG plus O2 to syngas. I think that's, you know, oh, that's the description. I was like, why did it not save? Because I am an idiot. There we go. Okay, so that's a good one. Coal gas is in. Oxygen is in. Tar is out. That's tar, anyway. Yeah. And then syngas is out. And water, we're having a water issue. Ah, we got disconnected down here. Oh, slight problem with these belts. Let's see, how can I fix this? I mean, I guess one way is just use an inserter, because that's a total of 2 ash per second running at full speed. So I could just do that. And we'll call it a day. In which case, we don't really even need that one. We can grab from the other side. Okay. So I just messed with my blueprint, so we need to update that. Save. Okay. Copy that. Paste into both of these buildings. We'll speed things up a little bit so my nanobots can do some work. Definitely gonna run out of pipes. And I need to build, looks like, 4 more pump jacks. And 6 more gasifiers. How many gasifiers did I actually need? 16. So I have 12, so I need 4 more. Oxygen's in. This is out. Full gas in. Syngas out. Perfect. And then 1 more. Oh. Looks like I did have enough already. Out. In. Out. Decrease update rate. We got enough power in these bad boys. 50 megawatts each. It would be difficult to use more than 50 megawatts in that space, but I generally like to have all of my small factories set to 50 megawatts for when I switch around what I put inside of them. I know that that should always be enough, and bigger ones I do 100 or 200. I mean, it's pretty hard to get that much power, but once you start nesting buildings, you can definitely use that much power. Okay, I should probably at this point, now that I have circuits automated better and we have plenty of copper, I should probably put inserters on my list. And I might be at the point where I'm just going to give up on yellow inserters. I'm not sure yet. They're still blue inserters are still kind of expensive, so I'll stick with using yellow inserters for a little while, at least until I improve duralumin and iron better. Because duralumin's pretty expensive. Oh, and you can see we're stacking copper cable now, so that will be an easy way to transport copper cable around. So that's nice. And yeah, okay, so we still have a few more steps to this process. Namely, the moss seaweed thing. So I'm gonna need 35, which is 4 buildings running moss farms. Okay. I believe we already have this blueprinted just fine. Though I don't like this T-junction pipe, because I never have them in my inventory. So let's look at this for a second and see if there's anything we can do better. I can connect that. Yeah, there we go. I fixed it. Never needed a T-junction pipe in the first place. Sometimes you just need fresh eyes. Okay, so we are going to update our blueprint. Wherever it is. This is... I hate when the Helmod Smart Tool somehow leaves a blueprint in your inventory. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. I'm sure it has to do with what, if I drop one or something while I'm holding it. Select new contents for blueprint. Bam. Save. Okay, so we need 3 of these. No, 4? Did I say 4? Well, I need 35 moss farms running when they're using their own moss. Yeah, to make 24.53 biomass, which is the amount that I need for both syngas and hydrogen-based combustion mixture. Okay, cool. So I need 4 of those factory buildings and a crap ton of moss farms, which I will start crafting now. And we'll grab 4 factory buildings. And then I'll need a lot of extra stone bricks, which I will just grab manually. Also, these guys are all out of power. Okay, that's 20 moss farms. We need some more soil. Do I actually have a logistics request for soil? I do. That's nice to know. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, 36. Okay, so 36 moss farms. 8 composters. 4 high-pressure furnaces that I can do. Wow, I'm out of copper. Okay. 1 more of those, and then I need 4 pump jacks, which are here. And then I think, yeah, I still need 4 more composters. I didn't click on that one enough times. I still need 2 more. This is where logistics bots are just the bee's knees. Otherwise, I would have to grab all of these ingredients by hand. But instead, I can just sit here and wait for my minions to bring me things. Now, eventually, I should probably have a mall and craft at least some of these buildings automatically. I think probably the only ones I would have crafted automatically out of this set would be the high-pressure furnaces. Those get used all the time, along with the pump jacks, which also get used all the time. But I don't make enough of some of these other buildings to need them to be automated. It's really, even in the red tier of buildings, you can still handcraft relatively quickly. But once you get to like the blue or purple, which I don't have any experience with either of, I'm guessing automating buildings can be a lot more important. But yeah, I've really done a number on these robots. They still don't have any extra capacity, though they're also taking all the resources to those tier 1 factory buildings, which require a ton of resources as well. So, alright, I'm calling it quits. They can figure it out themselves. I will grab a bunch more pipes, though. I'll just take all the pipes you have. Call it a day. Alright, so then... since I'm gonna have 4 of these... and I can get rid of all this, except for the fact that it supplies wood to my factory. So I don't want to get rid of all of it. I don't think I can fit 4 more in there, so we'll just put it in a different building. $100 megawatts. We'll put the biomass symbol on it. And we'll place down 4 of these guys. Not quite as much spacing as I like, but I can't complain. Okay, and then we'll paste our blueprint. I will need to grab a bunch of moss to use as modules. Modules. And then I'm trying to think. I don't remember exactly how these outputs look. I think both resources are separate. You have some spare moss, that's nice. And do I need to jumpstart the carbon dioxide, I think, with a little bit of biomass? Yeah, there we go. Didn't put in enough, though. Or, yeah, I did. Okay, so we've got something running, and that should all get itself figured out. Paste this a few more times. 1, 2, 3. We have run out of regular inserters. That's worth noticing. Okay. Looks like we're good in here. You can see they built a bunch of stuff, even though I ran out real quick. The orders that the bots queue up, I think, still go through, usually. Okay, that one's done, and this one is, I think, done. So then we need the biomass coming out the left. And we'll jumpstart carbon dioxide with some biomass. Okay, and this is going to total out to less than 2 belts. So we'll combine these two into a belt. And then we'll combine these two into a belt. And I don't even need... What's it called? Seaweed moss. I don't need that belt coming out. This belt is kind of pointless. I'm not sure if that one takes up any computing power since it's not connected, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so that should... some things... No, these are running. Okay. Although I am still a little short on seaweed, so I guess I lied. I do need to grab some extra. I just called it seaweed again. It's moss. So we'll grab some extra here. Okay, so now those buildings are good. Oh, we still need a lot more, actually. So I lied. I do need this belt. Just for a minute. I don't think that works. I'm overcomplicating this. I don't really need to make that fit. I just need to grab another couple hundred moss is all I need here. And there's probably a bit more built up out here. Yep, there's 80 more. Hopefully that's enough. Okay, building 3 done, and... No, still lacking some moss. Wow. Okay, how about now? There we go. That'll do it. So then biomass should be rolling. Okay, I did need that one. Okay. And we have plenty of room in that building for other things, but this should be all the biomass we need. Of course that doesn't fit. I guess we'll do this. And then I'm actually just gonna have our guess we don't need slow inserters anymore. Sorry, I'm being very inarticulate at the moment. I'm just gonna have all that biomass go to the base, and I will supply... Oh, is that not supposed to be on 2 sides of the belt? Hold on. I might have just messed something up. No, we're good. Okay. I have to be careful, because sometimes I intentionally only put an item on a single side of a belt, and then later I mess myself up. But anyway, since I have enough biomass directly from that, all of this old biomass production doesn't really have any purpose in terms of power generation anymore. So I'll run this one up, and then I'll run this over. This is where I'll do new power stuff. Let's get rid of these rocks. Okay, so we will have 3 separate chunks for power. One of which, or 2 of which, will be syngas. Actually, we might need 3 syngas chunks, given the amount of water and steam we'll be running. I want to make sure we don't run into flow issues. So, divide this into 3, and we get 6. And we'll have under 1,000 water in each of those sections. So, that should work out. Because 6 of these together has a flow rate of 1,000 at most. Is that right? Yeah, I guess because it's really more like 5. Which are only 833. But it's like 5.1 is technically what I need to handle the amount of syngas I'm producing. So we'll do 6 per block. This can be a block already, I guess. So we'll just take out this last one. And then yeah, we need to hook up the steam and water. Okay, that should be sufficient. Now, combustion mixture, I will also actually run into flow rate issues, which is kind of interesting considering the amount that I'm making is actually enough to need more than one pipe. So what we'll do is we'll have each block I'm trying to think if there's any reason I shouldn't do it this way, but I was thinking I'll have this block continue to be pumped through the self-powering facility, like, because these two are designed to just power all of this area, which, oh no, this building's hooked up to the wrong power network. We'll move that here once we'll remove these three buildings. So then I'll probably keep this all pumping in this direction first, and then it'll overflow, and then I'll attach a pump here. And then the other two, I'll just directly pump into this big tank. I actually want two of them. I also don't like to connect them directly because then there's two connections. So I'd rather connect them in such a way that they only connect at one point. For some reason, it kind of bothers me when there's two connections. It feels like I've made a circle. That feels wrong somehow. I also think I want these to be electrical inserters because I'm fine with that. And 1 per second can now be completely handled by a yellow inserter because of their speed increase. So 2, 2, and 2. Alright, so that should be good. And then we will copy all of this to be another block. We'll leave a little bit of space. We'll have the other biomass kind of chime in, output priority left. Make sure that that one's still full, and then this will carry on to the third block as well. I guess there's really no reason we don't just have it up close to the top in the first place. Okay, so 6, 6, and 6. Is that what I decided? Well, I only need 16, so I guess I can do 6, 5, and 4. 6, 5, and 5. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm missing robots? Construction robots. What do you... Oh, we need to replace these power poles with modern technology. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then those are all hooked up. We will need a water / steam primer plus cooling towers. Load a few more of those. This one only needs to be 5 buildings. So we'll cut the last one. Oh shoot, I didn't connect. Didn't I just copy paste that? Why are there no underground pipes in any of this? Huh. That's weird. I must have somehow missed the underground pipes, but still got the other pipes? I don't really understand that. But we actually do need the syngas still connected. And I'm pretty sure I won't have flow issues with that because 511 is not too much, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so then we've got block number 2. And I will put the cooling towers... I feel like I'm already too wide, so I'm going to put the cooling towers above the build. And how many do I need? I think it's 5. space higher. Yeah, technically you need 5 to handle up to 1,000. So I should add a 5th. You can see I kind of already added 1 extra in the first place. But watch us fit 1 more in here. Bam. Okay. So cooling towers are good there. They're good here. We do need to prime the whole thing with water, though. And probably... I like to have a tank somewhere in the system, because otherwise it doesn't feel like it's quite enough storage capacity just in the pipes. So we'll fill that up a little bit. Okay, we'll let it get to about 15K, and we'll shut this thing off. Okay, and now we copy paste all of this 1 more time. Clear this out. Make sure there's no trees in the way. I'll put priority left, make sure we've got full biomass on the left. And I thought I made enough of these. Maybe I did not. Guess we need 4 more. Still. Okay, now we need to put the pump jack here. We'll let that go for a while. Now these together can produce at most 500, so I'm okay connecting their combustion mixture outputs. Because 500 is not completely... I don't know, like that can flow over like 1,000 pipes, I think. You're never going to drop below 500. So I will attach this to a pump up here. And pump that directly into our base power area. And I could put these turbines vertically, but I think it looks way cooler to have them horizontally. So I'll put 6 more along this edge and connect that to our base power, main base power. And if we ever need to, we could separate these 2 tanks, have some sort of pump in between them, and separate these 2 power grids. And that would be a way to have yet another priority. How many megawatts did I even end up deciding I'm making? Shoot, if only I could remember. I think we said each raw coal is around 25, and we're doing 10, so there's around 250 megawatts. Okay, so we've got all of that done. Now we need the hydrogen set up, which is its own chunk, and that's going to be all of the hydrogen. And that is 9.2 powerhouses. So 2 more sets of 5. So at this point, shall I keep going horizontally? Yeah, I like the way it looks. Shoot. I filled this up a little too much. we'll dump the steam. That should balance it out just about right. Yeah, okay. So then we'll copy this. Actually, if I do it just right, I can just paste it perfectly onto the end there. And paste that perfectly onto the end. The only thing that's wrong is we don't want to hook up the syngas. And we need to craft a bunch more. Bunch more things. And I need some more roboports too. Come on, bring me the goods. Oh, sorry. You're still bringing me stuff. Okay, so I need a bunch more of these powerhouses. Need 2 more of those. And I thought I just built a roboport. Can't find it. Here it is. Okay, so we need some roboports up in this area. Just to make sure when I'm in these areas, I'm not walking out of the roboport area. Okay, this one, we don't need a second belt afterwards. Two more powerhouses. A few more cooling towers. Pump jack for water. Okay, switch the recipe to hydrogen and biomass. And I think that will do it. We can put all the hydrogen in one. We can put all of this combustion mixture in one. I actually need to have a separate line of combustion mixture, which will come in from the right side here. And we'll pump that directly into this tank as well. Now we are lowering the temperature slightly. The combustion mixture temperature is lower, but as long as we have enough turbines to run, like we know in our heads that we can handle 250 megawatts, so it doesn't really matter what the temperature is because we can just add more turbines. What matters is the total kilojoule energy of those turbines. So like these have a maximum of 13 each, or well 13 and a half, so 10 would be 135. So I need close to 20 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 13.5 is 100, and I don't actually know if it gets to 125, so we'll just have 10. And I need 4 more over there. 3. Okay, and then all we need to do now is pipe hydrogen along here. Plop it in there. Oh, I went farther than I needed to. I can just plop it right here. Okay, so that's the hydrogen. And let's see, how much biomass do these use? Just 10, so we don't need this extra belt for this part either. Technically 15, well, because I need it for fuel, so that wouldn't be enough. shoot. I forgot I was using coke as fuel. That is going to mess things up. I think I'm going to worry about that later or in between episodes or something. This will run slightly less than 250 megawatts until I fix that, though. Okay, so these are full of water, but no steam. That should balance out about right. So now I need to deconstruct... I'll put that there. I need to deconstruct these 3 buildings. I think my inventory can handle everything inside. But I guess we'll see. Okay. Get rid of this guy. And then we'll get rid of all this stuff. All the tar and coal gas pipes. Deconstruct everything in here. I probably... Well, I guess I was about to say I probably should have done this before I built all the other stuff, but then I would have had a lapse in power, so I guess I didn't really want to do that. Okay, everything is unbuilt. Get rid of those. And then I'll just move this building over, probably to right here. And we'll put it right here. And the raw coal comes in on the right. Make sure the thing's powered. No, I'm not exactly clear on what happened to our power in general. Oh, this connection needs to be connected here. Yeah, okay, because this is our base power network. And then our output belt is one of these 3, this one. Okay. It has the appearance that things are running. And we need to connect up our syngas. Input pipe. And then we'll do hydrogen up top. Which I have been venting. That's right. But we're not going to do that any longer. Connect up the corners, and there we go, hydrogen. So then that will get used as fuel. Output, output. Did I screw that up? I did. Okay. So I think this is all working. Let's find out. Those are all running. Hydrogen's running now. Getting all sorts of fuel. Cooling towers. Look like they're all good to go. Combustion mixtures being used. You can see the temperature is lowering slightly because of the hydrogen-based combustion mixture, but that's fine. We've got lots of fuel getting pumped in. Except something's wrong, because the raw coal has stopped flowing. Ah, the coal dust. the evil enemy coal dust. So I will just have coal dust go on this magical journey as well. Wow, we have a lot of iron oxide. We will have to figure out something to do with that. Yeah. It's a lot of coal dust that we'll be getting at this point. Cool. I think this is a significant power improvement. So we are not going to have to worry about power for quite a while. We know we can handle 250 megawatts without even phasing it. Oh, I never finished building this one. Gosh. Do you guys ever notice that stuff and just yell at your computer screen while I'm sitting here completely ignoring a third of my build? I probably would be. Okay. That's better. Seems like all the tar recycling is working properly. The real test of whether things work properly or not is, do they work properly after they've backed up? Because that's generally... Oh yeah, tar is going out. So is coal gas. It's when things back up and then try to start up again after they've backed up that the most stall outs happen. So it seems to me that everything is running, but you guys will probably point it out to me in the comments if I missed something. Like, these don't have oxygen. Is that... Why is that? Did I just hook this up wrong? I did. No, I didn't. I just clicked that one wrong. Oxygen comes in. Did I do that wrong on the other ones too? No, that's good, and that's good. Okay. So it does seem like all these gasifiers are running. That's a good news. We've got plenty of syngas. Alright. Well, we shouldn't have to worry about power for a while, but that's only a small battle in Pyanodons. But, you know, this is pretty significant for 250 megawatts, I feel like. And maybe there were more efficient ways to make power. This is kind of what I know and what I'm used to doing. So let me know in the comments if you've played Pyanodons and you feel like there's a better kind of early game build. I say early game, we're like 60 hours in, but we're still only at Green Science, and we're not even like through Green Science, because there's some more advanced stuff you can do later on in Green Science once you start getting neobiome and molybdenum and some of the other technologies. Green Science is a very long road. I guess the other thing I'm realizing is I may not have enough of these to power everything. So we'll put 3 there. But it looks like we have enough. It actually seems like we have a bit of a problem here. I guess it's just because things are so full, which is a good problem to have. Because I think if this was a lot emptier, then this pump would be operating at a higher speed. So. Oh no, I never hooked this pump up. That's the problem. Okay, that's better. See, it's good that we look for these things sometimes. Otherwise, I'd have no idea that it's broken. So pretty soon these will be at 250,000, and all of this production will slow down to whatever kind of rate that I'm using in the base, which is probably, I don't know, 80 megawatts or something. No, we're only using 25 megawatts right now. The whole base has stopped. Alright, well this has been a long episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time for some more Pyanodons.